So it seems like one job's not cutting it, huh? Well, you can make additional money while sucking it up at your current job. Side note, like, if you really don't like your current job, then you shouldn't probably stay. Like, that's bad for the mind and the soul. Hey guys, how's it going, and thanks for coming. I'm Nick, and this is Real Life Money, where we talk about real life and money. Please do not forget to subscribe. So in this video, guys, we are going over some side jobs that you can start doing to get some extra moolah. Like some of this. So, I'm gonna have some timestamps in the description so you could jump around if you wish to go through all of these different side jobs. You know, just to make it easier for yourself. You're welcome. So we're gonna start with the normal ones, and then we're gonna work our way up to the more interesting odd jobs that you might still be interested in. So let's go diving right into it, guys. With the first side job that you could get extra income with is mystery shopping. So if you ever worked for retail, you might be kind of familiar with it. Mystery shoppers kind of just going in to view how you're doing your job. So they check out the service that you're giving, the products that you're giving, to make sure that you're essentially doing the job. So if you guys watch previous videos, you know that I worked for McDonald's for a long time. And there are mystery shoppers that come in, you know, they see how the service was, how long it took to get the food, and you can do that. And it's great because you can check, you're really working on your own schedule. So you could pick jobs that you want. I noticed that you could go for grocery stores, restaurants, sometimes even dealerships. So you go there, you get a small commission. Unfortunately, it is a small commission, but it is extra money. And if you have to buy something, you will get reimbursed for that. So you could essentially get free food. Can't argue with free food. So I actually just signed up for a couple. I just signed up for Market Force, similar to X-Force. No, just kidding. That's Deadpool. But the other one is BestMark. So these are different mystery shop companies that you can sign up for. They have a bunch of different jobs that you can claim, and then you could do them. You end up writing a little review, and they get paid. Usually, I think most of them are from direct deposit. The amount of money that you'll be looking for mystery shoppers could be, I was seeing you might get like 10 bucks. Maybe average, some a little more, some a little less, and that reimbursement if you have to buy anything. So you're not gonna retire off of this. This isn't gonna be like quit your old job and do this. This is just supplemental income. Number 2 side job is for you animal lovers, is Grover.com. So Grover.com is pretty cool. When I used to have a dog, we actually, when we went on vacation, we used Grover. So it's like a dog sitting service. So instead of bringing them to like a pound or whatever you bring dogs to, so you use an actual person, you could bring it to their house and they take care of it for you. And I think this is great for a side job because animals are fantastic. You kind of just hang out with them and you could get paid for that. So you could do just taking care of those for maybe like a few days or a week if people go on vacations. They also do have a separate section if you want to walk dogs. I think sometimes you could even like go to that person's house to check up on their dogs. Well, you could probably still do cats. I'm not a cat person, but if you want to do that, there's a cat option as well, I believe. As for the pay with Grover, it really depends on your experience, but you could easily get maybe 20 bucks a day. So if you do that consistently over a month, you could add up a few extra $100. So over a year, you could be getting a few grand. For dog sitting, that's a great job. Better than dealing with people all the time. Number 3 for a side job would be Airbnb. So you would have to have a place of your own if you own like an actual house, but you can rent out essentially either a spare bedroom, the attic, basement, however you really have your house set up to be. But if people want to like go out, it depends where you live. Maybe if you're close to a beach, close to some amenities that are cool, then you could rent it out for a day, maybe a weekend if people want to get away, even an entire week. Now the pay for that, it does vary drastically, but you can do maybe like $100 a night. If it's more desirable areas, it could definitely rack that price even higher. So, spare bedroom that you're not using can make you money. Number 4 side job would be not trading Bitcoin. I'm just kidding. I wish I was. I personally wouldn't trade that, but I'm not even going to go into that. The 4th one is actually opening up bonus banking accounts. So you could do this with banking accounts. You could also do like credit cards because they have bonus offers. Just got this in the mail. So this is for Citibank. So what they have right now, at least, is if you open up a checking and savings account, of course, this does require a little bit of cash, but you have to deposit $15,000, so you do need a good amount. And then you just maintain that for 60 days, and you get $400 bonus cash. Now, obviously, if you don't have that minimum, there are other banks that you could just set up an account with them and do direct deposit, so you kind of make them at least one of your main bank accounts, and you could get a few extra bucks just for setting it up. Same thing goes for credit cards. If you open up a new credit card, you just end up buying things that you normally would, right? And then you just get some bonus cash offers. A lot of them could be like a couple $100, which is great. Number 5 side job that you could get extra income with is renting out your spare items. And this could be a wide array of different things. So one, we could start with your car. I mean, of course, everyone kind of heard of Uber or Lyft, so you could drive people around if you don't mind drunk people or throwing up in the back of your car. But you could also rent out different tools that you have. I know driving around, I see like rent a log splitter, let's say, if you have to use that. Or if you're, let's say you could rent like a plow or a trailer even. You could rent snowblowers, lawnmowers, yard work tools, your baby. I wouldn't recommend renting your baby, but I don't know if that's a thing. That was a joke, but it actually might be a true thing. But you could essentially rent different things that you might be using, and you could get bonus income from that. You might be able to use letgo. I know there's like some things that you might have not realized on even eBay, but a lot of times I just do see like signs around the neighborhood. You just call up the number and you're able to rent those things out. Number 6 would be not using letgo. No, I'm just kidding. Quick side story for you. It's probably just my area. People are cheap. So my brother was trying to sell, I believe it was like a paintball gun, and some guy, I guess he was like a tattoo artist, and he wanted to exchange, tattoo work for my brother's paintball gun. Tattoo work. Now, like, he didn't have money, obviously, but he would give him a tattoo. Just watch out for exchanges. Otherwise, letgo is kind of like a garage sale type of thing. But anyway, which is leading into the actual number 6, which I think are kind of underutilized, at least in the younger generation, are simple garage sales. Garage sales are great because you really don't have to go anywhere. You put all the stuff in your driveway, on your lawn or whatever, and then you sell it. You put signs up around your neighborhood, and you make sure they're good signs. Sometimes there's just arrows all over the place pointing to essentially nowhere. So make sure your signs make sense, they're big enough. There's actually one guy around the corner from me has a huge like wooden sign, huge yard sale. And he's out there like every single weekend. It's probably his side business, which you could get into. And it's amazing. He might buy things cheap, maybe from stores or online, and then he sells them in a garage sale. He even has like cute little baggies like in an actual store. It's really cool. Cash business. I'm not saying that you should not pay your taxes. All I'm saying, it's a cash business. Pay your taxes. Number 7 would be YouTube. Let me first put this out there. It takes a lot of time and effort to put these videos out there. You have to be consistent, constantly thinking of new content. But if you do like talking about whatever interests you, you have a passion for, you can make money on YouTube, whether that's through ad revenue, affiliate marketing, which means, like, let's say I'm offering something and I have a link in my description, which I do have a couple, by the way. If you go through those links and you buy those things, I get a commission of that. Also, if you sell merchandise, so if you have shirts you want to sell, this isn't for sale, but you could sell basically anything. If you have like courses, you can make good money on YouTube. For those like bigger channels, they're easily getting $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, which is really crazy. Like, some people don't even make that in a year. So that's why I would highly recommend that for essentially anyone. You really have nothing to lose either. Like, if no one watches you, then no one watches you. That's it. It's not like you're losing money. It just does take time. Take that into consideration. And that's why you should use your passion. Do something you love to talk about, which is why I'm here. Alright, so this is when things start to become a little bit more interesting. Some are even very odd and strange. But for number 8 would be a website called TaskRabbit. So I'll leave links in the description if you want to check these websites out. But essentially, you're your own, like, self-contractor. You're self-employed, so you put out tasks that you're able to do. So if you're like a handyman, if you want to help people move, really anything, you could put up your services and people hire you. Now, it depends how dedicated you are. It might not form into like a full-time thing, but you can do it. Again, it's supplemental income. Some side jobs on the side, maybe during the weekend, some bonus cash. I did look up some reviews before giving you guys all these ideas, and some of them have really good reviews. Some of them say that, like, it's not a full-time job and stuff like that, but as we all know, we're talking about extra income. So I'd say check it out. Just be aware, I heard the support is kinda not the best. It might be limited, but you can set your own time, your own schedule, and even your own wage. Number 9 side job that you could get into is performing daily services for people for multiple different ways. So, let me explain what that even means. Let's say you like cooking. People look for convenience. They don't have time to cook and prepare meals for anything, for lunch, for dinner, for their family. So you can. You could simply go locally. You could set up a page on like social media saying that you're doing this, or even your neighbors, and you make food for them. You could do simple meals. You could get into baking. I know my brother's friend does that. She sells cheesecakes. The best cheesecakes I've ever tasted. But if you're into baking, you could sell baked goods. If you're not into food, you could get into fitness. You could become like a personal trainer. You could be a yoga instructor. You really offer your services. If you have any expertise is the word, you could offer that to people. And of course, you could always throw in babysitting in there. Essentially, whatever people need help with, like if you need help with something in your life, chances are other people need help with the same exact things. Number 10, I'm combining two things. These are very odd, very strange, but they're actual things. So I was looking around and I saw it's called Rentafriend. Yeah, you could actually like rent a friend. Like you could buy someone to hang out with you. The wages go from, I think it's like $10 to maybe even $50 like an hour. So I think that's kind of interesting, maybe a little creepy, but I don't want, like, it could definitely work. People do that. And really, how many, like, I feel like friends are very hard to come by. Like, they just go through everything with you, through good times, through bad times. So a lot of us just have like acquaintances. Like if you look on our social media, there's probably hundreds of people that say happy birthday to you. But sometimes you need like just a third party person to talk to. So they could kind of be like a psychiatrist too. I'm just saying it exists. Would also exist, which I probably wouldn't do. I think it's a little odd, but hey, it's a thing. What is it even called? Snugglebuddies. I don't know, but you can snuggle with people. Whatever you're into. So if you do like that, go for it. For me personally, I have my personal bubble. I don't touch strangers. Ever. But if you want to go into like scientific stuff, when you are close with someone like that, I mean, I think it's kind of weird that it's a stranger, but scientifically proven, it shows that it actually does relax the body, the mind, it de-stresses you. So it's like a mental thing as well. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's something to look into if you really want to. So if you want to rent me for a friend, or if you want to, I'm not snuggling you, sorry. Leave a comment below if you would rent me as a friend. I could even rent you as a friend, who knows? So number 11 side job would be vehicle advertising. So this is pretty cool actually. Never really thought of this. I looked a little bit deeper into it. But what you do is you wrap your car in advertising. It could be for like a business, a company. So you just drive around, and while you're driving around doing your thing, you're getting paid for it, because while you're driving, you're advertising to everyone around you, and you actually get paid for it. Prices probably vary, so I would say you would have to look into it if you're interested in doing something like that. Number 12 would be a travel agent, and I think this is pretty awesome because you could help people set up vacations. People love taking vacations, don't you? So you could actually set trips up, which is great. My mom used to work with someone. She was like a part-time travel agent, so you could definitely do this as like a side job, set vacations up for people. Really, if you're into like organization and planning skills type of stuff, that could be great for you. The next side job that you could get into could be vending machines. Now yes, this does require a little bit of startup capital. Depending on the machine, it varies, but it could be like a few grand. But then you have to place it, and then you could essentially get cheaper items from dollar store, Walmart, really any grocery store, and then charge a higher price, so you collect the margin. You could do snacks, you could do water, really anything you set yourself up for, and you just collect the coins, collect the bills. You could even negate all the coins, because I know some people don't care for that. So then just round it up to the next dollar and it'll be easier for you. Number 14, which I'm kind of lumping a couple things together here, but you could get into DJing on the side. I know a couple people that did that for events or parties or whatnot, which could also be linked to weddings. You could be a wedding planner if you want to set that type of thing up, or you could even do wedding photography. So actually taking pictures of weddings. I used to work with a guy who actually just got into that business. He got his camera set up and everything, and they made good money. I mean, it's a very special day. Think about it. People are going to pay you to capturize those special moments and memories. And partially my favorite, last but not least, number 15, guys, which is using your money to make even more money. So that would be investing. You could do essentially anything into businesses, stock market, real estate, and even savings. So that requires there is effort. I take that back. There's effort with all of these things. But when you're using each of your dollars to be small workers for you, that's essentially how you want to set your life up to be. So of course on my channel I have a bunch of investing videos. If you're interested, there are links in the description, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. So those are the 15 side jobs that you guys could get into for some bonus extra money on the side. You could mix and match any of these. If you don't like any of these are kind of just ideas to spark other ideas, because it could be like a really simple idea, but you can make money with that. So definitely look into some of these. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Would you rent a friend? But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.